Hi, this is Shauna, and I want to welcome you to Living in This Space. Real talk, because hey, we're all just living in this space we call life, right? It's messy, it's hard, and sometimes it's the most joyous thing we can experience. I want you, my listener, to have a place where the conversation is real and honest. I hope we can spend this time together, validating, sharing, and experiencing all the feels together with whatever topic is on the agenda for the day. Let's dive in. Hi, and welcome back. Well, it's been a hot minute or two since we've spent time together, hasn't it? You know, sometimes life just takes us down a rabbit hole, and I've been on one of those trips. I have been down that rabbit hole of not feeling motivated, of not knowing what to share, and just feeling kind of out of sync. But here we are today, together again, and I want to tell you, I'm excited to be here today. I really do love this time that I get to spend with you, and I hope that you always walk away with something of value. So we're going to dig right in today. We're talking about God and angels and forgiveness and, sometimes that feeling of being unworthy that we have. And I want to share with you something. When I look back at my life, I'm in awe that I'm still here. God has fought for me. His angels have stood over me and between me and the evil one that I know is hell-bent to destroy me. I know this as sure as I know that my name is Shauna. I want to tell you, chills, nausea, and bone-deep fear often wash over me when I look back at some of the places I've been, some of the people that I've been involved with, and some of the situations that I have put myself in. How could I still be here if not for the grace and protection of God? Through the drugs, the alcohol, through the manipulation of countless men in my life, through the danger of getting into cars with people I didn't know and had no clue what their intentions were once I shut the door, through the situations that I found myself in as a teenager, through the many nights that I have fretted and worried over my children, young and then into adulthood, through the pain of finding out things that a mother or wife never wants to know. I know some of you can relate to some of this. Through the self-doubt, the self-loathing, and the worthless feelings, I know that my God has been a constant in my life. I close my eyes sometimes, and I imagine what my angels must look like. They must be weary, battle-scarred, and I'm sure they are often frustrated, but they are ever present, ever fighting for me, holding me, caring for me, protecting me. And sometimes I like to think, probably just a millisecond in the big picture of the timeline of my life, but maybe just for that millisecond, they are relaxed and enjoying some downtime. What a visual that is, isn't it? I think that my angels have personally earned their praise so far. Those beautiful warrior angels who have been assigned to me. My heart breaks at the thought of any of them losing the battle in that fight to protect me. I often wonder if angels ever lose their spiritual lives. Are they ever defeated? Do they go back to the heavens with sorrow over a loss? If so, I hope that they can forgive me for the times that I have fought so hard against them, when all they were doing was trying to guard my life, my mind, and my heart. Listeners, I know that we don't all share the same beliefs, but I feel in my heart that if you have a faith in a higher being, then you have a principle of good and evil, of protector and enemy. I wish that we could sit together and unpack this one and share with each other some of our beliefs and the things that we cherish and hold dear. And as a Christian and a believer, I have a solid faith that tells me that I have a God and that I have warriors who battle over me. But you know what? I often find myself questioning, why me? Why me, God? Why am I so important that you would send an army of angels to fight for me? Why am I so loved that my God would send his Son to take on all of my sins so that I could experience everlasting life? What makes me so worthy of this kind of love? Listeners, do you ever go there? Does that ever kind of sit on your mind and your heart to wonder about all of these things? If so, I think that maybe you, like I, maybe sometimes battle that feeling of unworthiness. I want to unpack that in a way that I think we can all understand. If you have a partner that you love, or children, or maybe you are the parent of a pet, a beloved fur baby, I want to ask you, what would you do for them to keep them safe? What would you do to protect them from harm? To defend them against a bully? Or maybe what would you do to comfort them when they're distraught or sick? You know, I've heard many parents say that they would lay down their life for their child. If you're listening and thinking, yes, I would do that. I would do anything to protect the ones that I love and cherish. Then we have to ask ourselves, what makes us any less valuable? Why would I even question my worth to the Maker that I believe in? Let's think about that for just a minute, my sweet listeners. Why would you and I be any less valuable to the one who created us in our mother's womb? The one who knows every hair on our head, every cell in our body. You know, let's just look at something. We love the people in our lives, don't we? But sometimes they hurt us. And we love them when they're grouchy or they're having a bad day. It might be hard on days like that, but we still love them. We offer them forgiveness. We offer them grace. And we continue to love them. So I want to ask you, why would our Maker be any different? If we as humans have the capacity to forgive, to give grace, to love, to cherish, to want to protect, why would it be so hard for us to believe that we can be given back that same thing in ways that we can't even measure? I think as a believer, I personally have to consider Jesus when I'm struggling with this. You know, I believe that Jesus came to show us just what grace, forgiveness, and acceptance should look like. He came to give all of us, you and I, all of us who are broken, who may feel unworthy, a way to eternity. You know, I've read that he was exclusively inclusive. There was and there is room for everyone. His love is not conditional. His forgiveness and grace are for everyone who asks for it. My sweet listener, you know what? That includes you and I. In my faith, in my belief, and in my heart, I know that Jesus is why you and I are so worthy. Yes, even when we don't feel like it, even when we aren't our best, you and I are so very worthy of that love, that grace, the forgiveness, and the spiritual battle that is fought for our souls. We don't have to do good works. We don't have to be perfect. We don't have to have some special standing in this world to have that love, that protection, or that grace. All we have to do is to be open, even if it's just a tiny bit. We just need to be open to the idea that yes, you and I are worthy. If we can grasp just a small measure of that idea, then we might be able to understand, why me? We can walk through our day knowing that yes, there is a battle going on for our souls, for our safekeeping, for our eternal lives. And you and I, listeners, you and I are worthy of that battle. We are worthy of the love, the forgiveness, and the grace that we are given by our Maker. Now, Does it mean that we're never going to experience loss, heartbreak, pain, or bad things? Are we always going to be sheltered from that? No, we're not, because we live in a fallen world, and there is evil that is intent on destroying the faith and the love that we have for our Maker. But I want to tell you what it does mean. It means, for me personally, that I will never walk it alone. I will always have that heavenly presence with me, doing battle over me, fighting for my place in my forever home once I leave this earthly body. I believe that for you as well. Now, I don't know about you, but that makes me feel really loved. It makes me feel like I am held close and that I am of value. And the only way that I can see that I'm going to break that connection is to wander off on my own, to step outside of my faith, and to reject the love of the Maker that I believe in. As long as I stay connected, as long as I keep my faith, I am going to stay under that umbrella of love and grace. My sweet listener, if you're struggling with this, and if you aren't sure that you even have a faith, or maybe you're just feeling faithless, if anything you heard here today has pricked your spirit, if anything has moved you in just a small way and got you thinking, then I want to encourage you to be open to the idea of a higher power. I want to encourage you to be open to the idea of a Maker who created you, of one who would lay down his very life for you. And I want to encourage you to start your search if you're here. Talk to someone who believes. Open the Word of God and explore those pages. My precious sisters and brothers, I know that you are so worthy of something more. You and I are so worthy of that kind of precious eternal love. So as I leave you today, I want you to know, sweet listeners, that until the next time we're together, you will be in my prayers and thoughts daily. Hey, thanks for listening. Don't forget to hit follow wherever you get your podcast. And until next time, I hope you live in your space well, my friends.